Alright, this is a YouTube guide for 8.6. Teemo guide for 8.6. There goes a starting item. Whoa, that was a little loud. Starting item is I now do either Dark Seal with the refill pot star or Doran Shield and pot star most of the times. 90% of the times one or the other. Yeah. Easy matches I do Dark Seal plus refill star. Hard matches I do Doran Shield plus potion star. There are some cases I also do a cloth armor plus refill star or boots plus refill star. That's possible too. If you don't know about like what to really go, the best item to do for the beginners, teemo beginners, and I don't know what the matchup is about, that kind of stuff, it's just best to go with the Doran's Ring plus 2 pot star. That's what Ryo suggests too, and that's what I recommend if you don't know about the matches that well. Alright, so that's the number 1 purchase that you will do. The number 2 purchase, after the first spec, you could just buy this level 1 boots or the upgraded boots. It's depending on the matches. Against hard CCs like a cannon match, rise match, or even any top match, Mercury Treads would be good. And really easy matches, or you already know that, hey, this game I'm just gonna snowball, Sork Shoes would just be the best if that's the case. Digital against the bruisers, 80 bruisers or 80 matches, even against an ADCs. Safeties versus like a lot of slows, like I think safety is actually okay versus Rumble. Very good versus Nasus. You gotta get a safety boots versus Nasus because he's bitter. Something like that. I think against the Ornn matches, safety is good too. Safeties is good for dodging the skill shots. Yeah, gives you quite a bit of move speed, more move speed, like 20 more move speed, 10 more move speed than the other boots. And number 3, and all, is a course. That's my build order: Witsen, Nashor, Liandry, Voice. That's pretty much the order. Do I always follow this build? I mean, this order? Yes, pretty much. Yes, pretty much. Even if I'm facing an AD top laner, I still go Witsen if they have an API jungler or API mid laner. Some types of magic damage dealers that I will have to worry about in a late game or even starting from mid game, I have to go Witsen. Because after your first item, your lane phase is pretty much over. Starting from that point, you'll start roaming around and you'll take the damages from like mid laners or junglers more often, and they do magic damages, and your Witsen will help you out blocking all that. Not only that, Witsen first item does, as its own hit damage wise, it does really similar damage to Nashor Suit too. So some of you guys say, hey, isn't Nashor Suit much better? It is, but as an auto attack damage wise, it's not that different. Witsen versus Nashor, it's not that different. They're about the same. Of course, the Q and R damage Nashor does way more because it has an 80 API compares to a no API, and also has a 20% CDR, but you know, just auto attack wise, Witsen is better and more safe. And afterward, Nashor, Liandry, Voice, these are like every teemo builds has this pretty much core, and here are the optionals. There are some games that you are going to need Hourglass. Let's say you have a Talon match or Zed match, Hourglass, or Banshee. If you get a Banshee in a late game, so let's say Banshee like this, you could sell a Witsen to a Rageblade. You could swap this Witsen to the Rageblade since you already get a magic resistances. That's possibilities. Or you could keep both of them if they have so much magic dealers. It's totally depending on how the match goes of the game. Moral Nomicon, you know, if they have a lot of healers or sustains like Vladimir, Swan kind of stuff. Decap would be the best final build in my opinion. Decap would be like, this is like the best that I've done. It's quite balanced. I got pretty good own hit damage, pretty good burst damage. Like Decap would be finalized, like pretty correct build right here. And then I could sell my Witsen to the Banshee too. like replace the Wits End is like, you can't, when you're building the Wits End, you have to think about that late game you want to sell the Wits End. You don't want to keep it through entire game, like when the game goes really late. It's not a good late game item. It's really good at early game, so that's why I want to rush it as a first item. It starts falls off from mid late game-ish or mid game. Yeah. Rageblade, if you get a Rageblade as a last item, you get a 3 attack speed, your DPS is the best. I would recommend this if you have a trouble hitting a tankers. So like they got a 2 tankers, let's say like Maokai top with Sejuani jungle or Zac jungle, or you know, stuff like that, like 2 tankers that you guys don't have any dealers to really deal with those tankers. I recommend these 3 attack speed builds and then just melt down the tanker. Yeah, this is melting down tanker build. Even if you don't have a Wits End, Nazure Rageblade is pretty good enough too. But having a Wits End definitely helps out more to kill the tankers easier. QSS, some games, the Skarner, Malzahar happens, you know. QSS, when I face a Malzahar, I get the QSS as the first item. Yeah. That's the optional items and the runes. Where are the runes? Yeah, I go Transcendence now with this. Summonary, Ultimate Head, Transcendence, Gathering Storm, Bone Plating, Overgrowth. And the runes didn't really get changed at all. Even in 8.6 where we got the what is it called? A new rune called this thing, Conqueror. Yeah. I've tested this for 2 days. It's not good for teemo. I don't think this is a it's generally just not good for range champion. It's not good for teemo, it's not for range champion, it's for only melee champion. I wanna try this on a Singed. I think on a Singed is really good. But once again, teemo is this rune. The ultimate hack for CDR on your ultimate. Cooldown reduction, another cooldown reduction, Transcendence 10%. Gathering Storm for late game API. Overgrowth, late game HPI. Bone Plating, early game trading, you know. I get to have that Bone Plating to block the early game burst damages from a lot of champions. There are top laners that has a lot of burst damages. Summonary for the early game damage. Late game it's okay too. Yeah. So this thing didn't really get changed. Keeping the same. Yep. And currently I have 2 accounts in the challenger. This one and the other one. Top name. God, this account is actually getting lower and lower. It was like 640 LP. Lost about 100 LP-ish. Not doing so well nowadays. But yeah, after the Remnant Watcher loss, I've been finding a lot of builds, and then this Wits End build has been the best, and I've been doing pretty well with it. I've been practicing some different champions here. Yeah, pretty much the Wits End here. Yeah, that's it.